Today I'll be hiking the Haycraft Mill trail, which starts obviously right here. And we'll follow it up back in that direction and come back here and into the woods. It looks to be a good day, but I got to get it done because it's supposed to rain a little bit later on, so keep you up to date. So we started out following this small creek, and we are just about to enter the woods up there. This is where it gets a little more challenging. Really can't see them very well, but the trail is pretty well covered with these roots and a lot of rocks, and of course we're going uphill. So the leaves cover everything up, hide them from you, and you get to trip over them. Oops. Okay, so the Haycraft has ended here, and this begins the Cave Spring Trail. Don't know how well you can see it, but pretty nice little incline here. Okay, so the Haycraft has ended here, and this begins the Cave Spring Trail. Don't know how well you can see it, but pretty nice little incline here. And here at the top of the climb, they provided us generously with a nice bench to sit down and rest those legs that have just taken a brutal beating. And you get to sit underneath this marvelous big old tree. Right here is where the trail splits, and if I go down to the left, I would hit the continue on the Cave Spring Trail and actually get to Cave Spring. However, I'm going to take the right fork here this way, and that's the Buffalo Lake Trail. I'll be headed up to the lake, which is my best route to get home from this hike. You can see here we're starting to get into a little more wildernessy area, not quite so much town. You can see down into the valley over this way that it's just an open field down there instead of houses. And we're continuing up that way and around the bend. Get our first little peek at Buffalo Lake through the trees over in that direction. We'll continue winding down the trail for a little while before we can get there, though. They've thrown an interesting obstacle in the way. There's a nice little wash that runs right across our path. So we'll be going that direction, and you can see it will turn to the right, and eventually we'll wind up over on that side of it following the trail. Here are those rocks I mentioned that have been up until now basically covered in leaves and you couldn't see them, but they are scattered pretty much all over the trail. Really fun stuff to walk on. Okay, so I have backtracked, as you recall. Here is where we started out on the Buffalo Lake Trail, and I've come back to this point because I met a man who works with Green Space who clued me to this trail off to the side. It's unmarked as of right now, and it's brand new. I just put it up here, so I'm going to go check it out. He says it's about a mile long, a little loop, and will bring me right back to here, but I got to see this. Okay, so this trail is brand new. They haven't got it completed yet. Still have some cleanup to do, etc. As you can see here and over there, things like this scattered along the trail that they're going to be picking up. If you're this guy, don't be this guy, okay? Let's keep our green spaces beautiful. Just came out of a clearing to find this absolutely beautiful stand of evergreens. I am loving this part of the trail. It's absolutely beautiful once they get it cleaned up and finished. This is going to be one of the best parts of hiking in Elizabethtown. Okay, so I found this track, and the shape of it looks a whole lot like a cat. But it'd be a really heavy cat. So I'm not sure what we have, but I'm going that way. Vines can make the coolest effects on a tree, as long as it survives. Okay, so this is an essentially unworked part of the trail. You can see these ribbons on the trees marking which way it goes, and they will be coming back in here and making a trail out of this. And apparently the guy says that as far as he knows, I am the first hiker to set foot on this part of the trail. Well, it has started to rain on me, so I am hunkered down here underneath this nice big tree where the rain is not falling, because it is out there. And I donned my trusty frog togs and put the rain cover on my backpack we'll press on with this puppy. Neither rain nor sleet nor dark of night, all of that. See ya. Well, I found a complete convenient place to sit. You can check out these concrete blocks, or not. So this little side excursion had about 3 miles, 3.5 miles by Jerry reckoning. And I gotta say, I've enjoyed every inch of it, except for the part where it rained on me and I had to put on my frog togs and my pack cover. C'est la vie. Life is good. I'll soon be back to the main trail and get on with the hike. Made it back to Petticoat Junction, aka the main trail where it splits off, and we'll be headed back where we came from, where we were going, where we came from. Well, you get remember this guy, this wash down there? I was wrong about it. We don't actually go to that trail on the other side. We go back this way, and then it turns and goes the other direction, which will take us to Mount Buffalo Lake. Coming out of the forest, which is right behind me. And there she be, Mount Buffalo Lake. We shall summit her, conclude our hike, and head back home. Happy trails.